Yup. Welcome everybody to the Paradigm Shift, episode 42. Happy Saturday. Let's have some fun. Let's get a little weird, a little strange, drop a few gems and a few nuggets. There is my handsome co-pilot in life, Big Bad Dave Meltzer. I see, buddy. Bring you on right now. Let's get crazy. Jillian Murphy in the house, no big deal. How you doing? All right, Dave, I'm bringing you on. Steph and everybody's out today. This is unbelievable. Saturday plans in the chats. Molly, I see you. We're going to bring you on in 1 minute, girl. Let's get crazy. Yep. Yeah. Here he is.
What has two thumbs and is blessed?
You?
Me.
I just don't understand how you continuously get more and more handsome.
You know, many people disagree with you, but I don't know how.
Truly the ninth wonder of the world. I love you, Big Dave. Always the best to see you. How are you?
I'm amazing, man. I just got back from the Consumer Electronics Show, had a couple keynotes, interviews, and a ton in the studio. I had the president of Marriott International. You know, one of the most interesting people that I had is a guy who wrote a book called Balance. We'll have to get him on the CLS experience. He is the former CEO, but he's the vice chairman of Cirque du Soleil. And what an extraordinary experience and journey of imagination to manifestation. You know, just the reconciliation of all the currencies in the universe. So I was blessed this week to have probably 20 different things. We got to meet with the World Wrestling Federation and Shelley Zallis with Female Quotient. You know, we had Alec Ingold from the Raiders, you know, just a variety of unbelievable people with us in Vegas. And I just missed one person, that 5-foot wonder himself, the Craig Siegel, the Eagle. I was looking all over Vegas for you. I just couldn't find you.
Yeah, this 5'7" vessel, unfortunately, was quarantining. But I saw that you were there with the WWE. As you know, I've always been a diehard WWE fan since I was a kid. I've had a bunch of them on the CLS experience. What do you got going on with them?
Well, first of all, there's two David Meltzers in the world. There's Dave Meltzer, who's a famous WWE guy, and me. And so becoming friends with Stephanie McMahon, you know, a big fan of hers. Oh, we had Forrest Griffin in the studio from MMA, UFC. So, you know, we have always been supporters. A lot to do from the time Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart, two of my good friends. We got to visit Joel Osteen. I did a little Jew for Joel thing with Darren Prince, Magic Johnson's agent. I've been all over with the WWE, mistaken on many. I've been put on the biggest interviews during Super Bowl, and they thought I was the other David Meltzer. So that was fun. But I got to give a special shout out before we bring on Meatball Molly. I call her the BBA, the beautiful badass. But before we bring her on, I got to give everybody, and I know he's not here because of this, but you know whose birthday it is today, Siegel?
Yes, I do. Jakey Bakey.
It is Jakey Bakey's 25th birthday. Let's all give Jakey Bakey a big shout out for sure. We know he's not here because he's hung over in Vegas. He stayed over with his friends. He might be waking up in 4 or 5 hours like a good 25-year-old should. You know, I love that kid. He is years beyond in wisdom, and I wouldn't be where I am without the Bakester.
Yeah, and while we're giving acknowledgement, I'm going to acknowledge Jakey Bakey too. He's awesome, and you know, having a team to really count on and build with, I do that you do with your squad. It's just so special. The audience listening out there, like, find people you can really trust that buy into the vision, treat them right. So happy birthday to Jakey Bakey, buddy. Hopefully you got crazy last night. Not crazy. You deserve all.
You see young Dave there in the background?
Oh my God. Look at that handsome cat right there. Woo!
Look how hot my wife is. She's amazing. She hasn't changed. I certainly have, but
She still is hot.
Exactly. All right, cool. Well, is it time? You got a quick question for me? Should we bring Meatball Molly on? What's the plan today?
I got one quickie for you, and then we're going to bring on Molly. The difference between sacrificing and investing, Big Dave.
You know, it's one of my favorite things because for years people tell me how much they sacrifice, and I said you have to shift the paradigm because you already are. I said, what do you mean I already am? I said, if you already are happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy, then why would you think it's a zero-sum game that you have to take away or sacrifice something from that which you already are? All you're doing is adding to it. You are appreciating it. You are investing in it. So when you're sleeping in your car so that you can get your business off the ground, you are not sacrificing. You are adding to appreciating who you already are. And that appreciation allows you to acknowledge what you have in order to ask for more. And that's why the greatest entrepreneurs are those who invest in themselves. And the best thing that you can do is invest in yourself. So no sacrificing, make that investment. Don't live in a zero-sum game. Know that the universe expands, grows, accelerates. And when you invest in yourself, you're adding on to who you are, not taking away.
You're an unbelievably handsome quantum quail, and I'm obsessed with you.
Quantum quail, I love it. That's the best one yet. Quantum quail.
I'm going to bring on Molly right now, who knows a thing or two about investing in herself. This
She's
one
amazing.
I'm excited for. The quantum quail, no big deal. By the way, I saw the article officially with the Apple deal. So exciting.
Guess
There
who's
you
going to be my...
Hey
Hey,
lads,
Molly!
what's up? How are we?
Molly, how you doing? Thank you for joining us.
That's okay, mate. I've just been for like a 20-mile ride, so the face is quite weathered from the rain.
You're amazing. I was with Forrest Griffin 2 days ago. Told me to give you a shout out. He has his eyes on you, and big fans in America. We're
Yeah.
we're building your fan base. We can't wait to see your next fight. You're amazing.
Thank you very much, boss. I remember I was in the PI 6 September, and my music playlist that I was listening to before I was fighting is all like 1990s rap. And he's like, "How do you even know this music?" And I don't know, good music. Everyone knows good music, I suppose, don't they? So yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll be hanging out with my wife when we come to Ireland because that's all she listens to. So you guys are going to get along really well, and you're both badasses. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a lot of fun. I just got to make sure I tiptoe carefully on what I say because I don't want to get my ass kicked by two women at once. It's bad enough my wife kicks my ass. But go ahead, Craig.
Molly, where you calling in from right now? The audience.
from my bedroom, Liverpool, England.
No
We're,
big deal.
we're Scots, not English.
That's right. Dave, the paradigm is worldwide. I'm going to dive right in. We're going to get a little weird. You ready for me, Molly?
Let's go.
Okay.
Woo!
And I've had some big UFC fighters on the podcast and so forth, and I can't wait to ask you this. Everybody knows about the physical aspect and the component of training, very successful in the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
How important and how much of an impact does the mental component play when you're training?
Massively. David will know, I've spoke about it before. I have a mind coach, Tom Smith, who's based out in Belfast, and we start our day every day, 6 a.m. on the phone, talking to each other, just warming the minds up before I get ready to go train and compete. And it's the 1% that make the marginal gain, you know. So if I am able to get my mind right, I can perform better and bring the money home and the belt home, mate. But yeah, I'm big into that kind of thing.
Yeah. Follow that, Dave. What are you
Well,
working?
I literally was with Forrest Griffin and we were laughing because they brought on a lot of mindset coaches into the Performance Institute in Las Vegas, which Dana created this amazing facility there. And Forrest, who, was trailer park kid from Georgia, kind of like Liverpool, right? It's a tough place that he came from, but he too now puts so much weight into the mindset work that when he had his big fight, which I think catapulted the UFC into another atmosphere.
100%.
Mindset was nothing. It was all heart set. It was. He said, early on in the UFC, Molly, this is interesting. He said that a lot of fights, about 30%, he said, were won just because the other athlete wore out.
Yeah, 100%. Like the mind, I think people are more open to now and talking about, and I think it's a cultural thing that's changed, where if it would be perceived as weak, or it just wasn't the hard man thing to do, you know. And now MMA is more of a business, and that model's kind of there. It again is, how can you be better? So I think near enough every fighter I know now speaks to someone, because no one teaches you how to lose and how to deal and cope with that kind of thing also. And when you lose, there's no one there from the UFC or Bellator or any other promotion who rings you up and go, how's your mind today? It's like, how's the body? Are you up? Do we need to bless you, Dave?
Thank you.
But I think it's more important now that we're looking after the mind and the body together. And yeah, it would just be pure heart and willingness to win. And still, that is the case in most fights. Who's willing to push themselves further than the other person? And not me, Dave.
Got it.
Just like life, right, Dave? And Molly, just like, you know, the same lessons that apply for Molly to be successful in the octagon in regards to the mindset and the heart set are applicable for really anyone that's watching right now for anything in life.
100%.
Yeah, you got to add in one more, right? It's mindset, heart set, and handset. You know, I think a lot of people, they're on one camp or the other. You know, there's just the handset people that go out like a bull in a china shop and they have no thought or heart in it. And then there's people that have only heart and thought, sitting at home on their mom's couch, high, broke, wondering why they can't get that Ferrari or can't win that belt. So I think it's really important to reconcile the mindset and heart set with the handset. You got to, you know, utilize what I call the law of Goya, Goya. John Astroff taught me this years ago. You got to get off your ass and use that mindset. And that's why I love Molly, because, you know, I pride myself on not being talented, but being able to do the work with the right mindset and heart set. So, you know,
Dave, I've had this same conversation with someone today with a soccer player and a family, and I was just kind of saying I wasn't gifted with many opportunities. I kind of made them for myself, but what does take me past everyone else is how hard I'm willing to work and to put in the extra work to become successful. So I'm echoing everything you're saying, big man, because that's what's made me successful.
Hell yeah.
One other thing, I learned a line this week, Craig. Here's a nugget that I learned on my show. So many people are sitting on what other people are waiting for. So stop sitting on what other people are waiting for. Let it loose, liberate it, do the work like Molly, and you're going to allow people to experience what they're waiting for. And what they're waiting for is a championship for Molly in her case.
That's awesome.
I've been doing loads of gratitude and goal writing and intention. Like, I do it every day, but me and my coach have been going deep. And I rang him. I was taking the dog for a walk this morning. I rang my mind coach, Tom. I said, lad, he's going, what? I said, last night was the first time I dreamed about being a world champion again for a very long time. Like, subconsciously, I woke up and I was like, where's the belt? So
it's there.
Yeah. When you start getting in touch with it and aligned with it and work with the plan, and it does come to fruition. And you're right, heart, the hands, and the head.
This is awesome, and this is the best type of conversation that there is, especially on a Saturday. And guys, for the audience that might not have been familiar with Molly, go follow her, support her, check her out. She's a warrior in the octagon and in real life. Molly, I have to ask.
We're dancing.
Where did the meatball come from?
Yeah, I have to ask because, spoiler alert for the world out there, adversity is a guarantee in life. Molly, I wanted to ask you, like, after adversity or a loss, how do you rebuild your confidence to say what you basically just said? Now you're visualizing being world champion again and so forth. How do you rebuild your confidence after a setback?
In my career, and not on a personal level, when I've lost before, I lost because I wasn't prepared, or I didn't have the best team around me because I was still young in the sport. So I sat down, the whole team sat around, said, how better, what can we improve on? They gave me 4 different things. So say my grappling wasn't good enough. So I, for 100 days, done nothing but grappling. Put myself out of my zone until I was the best one on the mat. My coach said, until you can submit black belts, you're not fighting again. So I gave myself goals, pushed myself, and just showed myself really how much I wanted it. A time when I've lost, when I shouldn't have lost. The camp was perfect. I'd made every adjustment I could, but my opponent, after it, found out that we were on steroids. So it's kind of like, it's very annoying, but I just had to sit and take away the fact that I knew I had done everything in my power to win, and I didn't win on the night. So that person used their game plan better than I could, but I just lose belief in myself that I could still be the best in the world. So I think it all comes down to belief and just being honest with yourself and not having yes people around you. Do you know what I mean? And if it comes into a personal sense, as in nothing to do with my career, I lost my father when I was 25, and I nursed him for years whilst fighting and whilst trying to do everything like that. And learning to go through that kind of adversity at a young age was quite hard. And I just think I just kept showing up every day. And something that my mum said to me was, as long as you put one foot in front of the other, no matter how small the step, you're still going forward. So just don't stop. And who was it? Mayweather coined the phrase, I think, tough times don't last, tough people do. So you just have to keep on pushing through, and then you'll make up. Do you know what I mean?
Molly's awesome. What are you smiling at, Dave?
There's Mayweather, there's Tyson, and there's Molly, right? And you got that big heart, all three men and Molly. I'm just blessed to be around because it just goes to show you. I think the UFC, I asked Forrest Griffin this, why the UFC is so popular. And I think it's the same reason that Michelangelo is so well renowned, or Muhammad Ali. It's more than, the fight. It's what you feel. And we have to understand the subconscious mind only feels, it doesn't think. And so when you know the real deal, whether, you like a person or not, when you know the real deal, you feel it. And guess what? The subconscious remembers things in a much greater capacity with a greater impact than the conscious mind. So you can logically think whatever you want, but exponentially, if you feel it. So I tell people all the time, think, say, do, believe, but feel the belt is already there. Feel the Bugatti is already there. Someone put that in the notes. Feel that you're a great father or a great husband, or feel that you are someone that has the capability of empower others to make money, help people, and have fun. Feel it. And you will have the exponential result, because not only will it facilitate your thoughts and your actions, but it will impact your quantum being. It will impact the energy, the energetic and genetic inheritance that you have, the remembrance, the recollection of the lost father, or, and I lost my father much later on in life, and I couldn't imagine at 25 that impact that it has. But I have the feeling of my father with me.
Yeah.
I have that feeling, and I wish I had the, excuse my language, the balls to step into the octagon and use, the heart that I have to fight. But with this nose, it would be tragic. I'd be out like a light.
Yeah. You change the words in different ways. But like you said, when you talk about feel, I constantly say, when the chips are down, Dave, and I feel like I can't get up, and this person's just beating on me, I absolutely just get up and go, no, he's with me. Like, absolutely not. Like, in my last fight, I got headbutted and I hit the floor and I was out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just being knocked out kind of thing. And I just thought, excuse my French, get the fuck up, because you've got to win for your dad. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about using and feeling in the right way and not in the negative way. Because I suppose anyone going through anything in their life life's not fair. Life can be sometimes, but you can't have pity party and just. My mum always says, pull yourself off the cross. We need the wood for the fire. So she's stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, come on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom always said,
What?
My mom always said Ferris wheels were built for the fair. You weren't. So
That's what both of you guys got nuggets today. This is
I'm like,
awesome.
oh, that's
This is
fine.
awesome. Next fight.
March 19th.
You hear that, audience? March 19th. Get ready.
Yeah, it's supposed
it,
to, sorry, lads, supposed to be UFC London. COVID permitting, but apparently everything's fine as of yet. Be the first time in 2.5 years I will have fought in front of a crowd. And like when we talk about feel, you get these people fighting who are like gym fighters, champion hitting mitts or got the bag and sparring in the gym, but they can't have pressure. Now I was taught like pressure is privilege. So if you feel that, be honest that you've got the you're feeling the pressure. But when you fight, you have 12,000 people and you just take their energy in and just roll with it and flow with it. There is no feeling I've ever felt like it. So I am a fighter for the people. I feel as if I'm the people's champion, and I can't wait to show everyone what it means to have that moment with them, because I feel like it's a journey that we're all on. Everyone's on my journey with me. It takes a tribe to raise a fighter or to raise a kid or a woman still, and I feel like my strong one.
Save me a seat, Molly. I'm coming on my way to Ireland. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'll be stopping by with my wife, and I'll be your biggest fan. That we're with Liam, my wife. Maybe we can get Craigie Poo to show up. He deserves a trip to Europe as well.
We're grappling. I'll teach you some triangles and arm bars.
Let's do it.
But
Molly,
but Craig, he looks big, Molly. But what's the lightest division? Is it featherweight?
Strawweight 115.
Oh yeah, he'd have to gain like 20 pounds to get up there, but I'll feed him so he can get up to 115.
How small how much do you weigh, Ray?
how much do I weigh?
Yeah.
145, but I was just training for a marathon, so my natural weight's a little heavier than that.
Oh yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Craigie Poo.
Yeah, love you, Molly. This is
Listen, after
day,
and I'll see you and I'll speak to you before. Let me know if you ever need me for anything, okay?
You got it. We love you, Molly.
Go on, much love.
Thank you for the inspiration. Big Dave, I love you, buddy. I'm going to sext you in a little bit. And don't stop being that quantum quail.
I love the quantum quail. Craig, the seagull, the eagle. Thank you, everyone, so much. Lori, I see you there. Jess, and once again, happy birthday, Jakey of the Bakey, my man. Happy birthday. When you wake up in 5 hours, you know Craig and I and Jess love you. Thank you. Craig, have a great weekend.
Love you, buddy. We'll chat later.
Right on.
The Paradigm Shift episode 42 in the books. How special. It's all about consistency, right, guys? Let's leave the audience with this today. If you're not already in the CLS community, text the number on the bottom of the screen. And if you're not in the CLS membership, what are you waiting for? Guys, what a powerful conversation, right? Spoiler alert, adversity will come and hit every single one of us at some point, whether it's a tumor in the foot or a divorce or being laid off from a job, whatever the case, or a death in the family. Adversity will come, but there's always a choice, right? Let's not maintain the victim mentality. Let's not maintain the pity party for too long. Let's get back at it and keep moving forward. As Molly said, 1 foot in front of the other. That's something that we can control, is to get off our ass after adversity and keep moving forward and just take one step at a time. You don't have to think too far ahead. One step, one step, one step, and then all of a sudden the wind is at our back and we got momentum. So just beautiful life lessons, guys. And in regards to the quantum that me and Dave are talking about, it's a beautiful thing. When you're in the quantum, I see Stacy on here. Yes, Monica, everybody, Jesse, Alex, Chef Marshall in the house, Tia, Big Dave. When you're in the quantum, guys, people always ask, how do you tap into the quantum? When you go into that fifth dimension, you are no one, nothing, and nowhere. And you have the ability to rewrite your code. Right, Stace? So I challenge you guys to start tapping into that quantum where there's infinite potential and possibilities out there for you. And as Molly said, when adversity comes, and it will, it's okay. There's always a choice. Take it on the chin, lick your wounds, and get back up 1 foot in front of the other. That's the difference between the people who get crumbled by adversity, and the people that embrace adversity and realize it's a part of life. It is what it is, and it shapes us, and it builds character, and it makes us the people that we are today. We love adversity. Not while it's happening, maybe, but we understand that it's propelling us to something else. All right, one foot in front of the other. That's the message for today. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Have an unbelievable weekend, guys. If you guys haven't already, let's connect. Shoot me a message. I'd love to just chop it up with you guys. Love you guys. Have an unbelievable weekend. The Paradigm Shift, episode 42 in the books. Leanne, Carrie, see Hoops, or is it see Frogs? Rachie, I see you all, guys. Mom, Mark, love you guys.